to Schneider, who's a school principal in Melbourne.
Good, thank you very much, Paul. Well, like so many before me, I didn't have the opportunity to meet Michael Bowden, but was introduced to his work by Michael Pera, and I'm very grateful, Michael, for that opportunity. Indeed, while Michael Bowden was covering himself in glory with his beloved Tigers, alongside Michael Green and Kevin Bartlett and Barry Richardson down there at fullback, I was beginning my own journey in education and was interstate on that last Saturday in September in 1969. I didn't see that grand final, but I have seen the last three. He would have been thrilled to have seen the last one, I'm sure. It was in Bunbury in Western Australia in 1969 that I began a 50-year career in education, finishing my stint in the Catholic secondary college sector as campus principal for 13 years at La Valla Catholic College. That end was in 2006. After that, I joined the academic staff of Monash University and eventually retired in 2019 following the completion of a PhD in child and adolescent developmental psychology. I read Dr. Bowden's Unbreakable Rock and realized that he and I had maybe just a little bit in common. He was also a teacher. My reading of his years of teaching at the Catholic High School Ganchala unit at Alice Springs is that he wanted to make education culturally appropriate, to continue to nurture and to infuse in young Indigenous people the culture encased in the Aranda language, so that the richness of that culture might not be lost. He understood that language and ritual and ceremony, relationships, and the core value of the consideration of the role of kin, separation by gender or age, and leadership are the values where power resides within any given culture. Along with Veronica Dodson, he constantly sought ways to creatively introduce the richness of the Aranda language into the curriculum, and found ways to assist significantly disadvantaged students to feel that they had a legitimate place in their classrooms. He began by teaching his students how to read and write in Aranda. He took them on excursions, and at one point, Veronica Dobson stopped on the side of the road and led them to, my apologies for the pronunciation, to Atwayaki, a wild orange tree out in the middle of nowhere. Michael marveled at how she knew exactly where to find it. He introduced other Aranda adults into the classroom in, for example, an art project with women like Agnes Palmer, who's now sadly deceased. She was instrumental in introducing the concept of alchera to her students, explaining the use of the circle in her artwork. God is like a circle, she would say. And interestingly, Therese Ryder says alchere, and she's another great artist. She says alchere is like a circle. But much more could be said about Michael Bowden, teacher and educational leader, and his book is so much more than a few references to his teaching career. And much has already been said about Alchera Catholicism, about Alchera Trinity encompassing giver, gift, and giving, the cosmic Christ, the importance of place, and above all, the experience of Alchera mystery. So no more from me. However, allow me to say that I did enjoy reading Unbreakable Rock, with one bookmark in the glossary section, lest I was not able to follow the meaning and pronunciation of the Aranda words used.
Hang on, Peter, if you can hear it. We can't hear you. Well, look, thank you very much for that contribution.